Cheated, lied to, or tricked? She's tackling every opportunity to make something that went wrong right. Better Call Bacon is on your side.
Our Better Call Bacon investigation into missing medical records has uncovered a glitch in the system that could keep you from getting your own files.
A popular Spring Hill pediatrician passed away unexpectedly more than a year ago, and many parents still do not have their children's important records, and that's when they knew they'd better call Bacon. 8 on your side, investigator Shannon Bacon joins us now, and you've been on the story for months.
I have, and I want every one of those parents to get their records. Plus, I have stumbled upon something else. There's no safeguard in place to protect medical records if a doctor dies. When popular pediatrician Dr. Russell Bain died in November 2018, parents weren't told what would really happen to their children's records.
Never did they ever inform me that Dr. Bain's daughter would be having my son's files and keeping them in a storage unit.
That's right, a storage unit. All 5,000 or so of Dr. Bain's files became property of his estate, and his daughter, a real estate agent, not a medical professional, inherited the task of returning them. And that's why Better Call Bacon is now involved. Thousands still need records. I left my card at Courtney Bain's office, and she called to say she's trying to return records, but is overwhelmed.
Yeah, she's got her own life, her own family, her own job.
I sat down with USF Health's medical ethics expert, Jay Wolfson, and was stunned to learn state authorities can't help. And she tells me she's called the Board of Medicine, and they told her she's on her own.
She's on her own. Board of Medicine is not going to help her. This is an expensive, time-consuming, and complex thing to have to do.
State law requires the executor of the estate to make records available to patients for 2 years, but there's no penalty if they don't. Wolfson hopes the state will make changes.
The Board of Medicine is likely in a position to say all licensed physicians in this state must demonstrate to this board's satisfaction that they have in place a transition program for their practices.
In the meantime, Wolfson recommends doctors be proactive.
But if I'm a small independent solo practitioner or even a small group, 2 or 3 physicians, what happens? What kind of plans have you made?
Courtney Bain told me in November that she had returned about half of the 5,000 records that she had. She told me today that she's returned 80 more since then. I gave her a list of parents who have contacted me, and she promised that she would follow up with them.
What's the chance that the legislature could get involved in this?
Well, guys, that's what it's going to take here. The Board of Medicine, like Mr. Wolfson suggested, needs to do something. So we need to make sure that we get this story in front of the right people so that they can take charge and do something. This is a very important issue. As you know, we've reported about medical ID theft. It's a very large source of ID theft. Something needs to be done.
And before you go, there is an important deadline approaching that you want to tell folks about.
There is. Speaking of ID theft, everyone needs to be on this, and there's a reminder that tomorrow is the last day to file for those affected by the Equifax data breach. The 2017 breach impacted nearly half of the U.S. population. Equifax has created a consumer restitution fund of up to $425 million, and we have a link to file that claim on our WFLA app. So now's the time to do it.
Do it now. All right. Thank you, Shannon. And if you have a problem that